I'm Chad Coburn from College Station. I'll be judging the 2025 Arizona National Market Goat Show and Wether Doe Show. Growing up, I showed barrows. After that, I went to Angelo State University, of all places. I was not recruited to judge livestock. While I was there, I took a freshman animal science class, and at that time, Dave Clevenger was the livestock judging coach, who's now at South Plains. He said, well, why don't you judge livestock? And I'm like 18 years old. I'm like, why not? And so I judged collegiately on the senior college level as a freshman. Started judging smaller shows after college, and then it just kind of ballooned from there. So very blessed and fortunate to have judged in 26 states so far. So the Arizona National has been a special show to me personally. I judged the Market Goat Show over 10 years ago. Probably even more importantly, I've taken 4-H judging teams to the Arizona National and competed several times. Been fortunate to have won it a couple times. My expectations for the Arizona National are high in terms of the Market Goat Show. Being a national show, you would expect the most elite breeders, producers, exhibitors to show up, which they normally do. Both wethers and does have to be correct structurally. From a skeletal foundation standpoint, if they're built correctly and people can understand the anatomy of skeletons and how muscles are laid upon skeletons, muscle's a secondary complement to a good structure. Feet and legs are important, come from a cattle background, and so they have to be sound and functional, and then they have to have a show ring presence and look to go with it. And then obviously muscularity from a market standpoint. On the doe side, they need to look like a lady, but at the same time, I have enough maternal body capacity to look like a brood doe. In order for exhibitors to get the best look, they need to come in natural at a nice, even pace. I like to pull on the walk. My encouragement would be a lot of homework. Obviously, we don't know how animals are going to react at the show. You can do everything correct at home, and sometimes they just won't show. But initial looks and first impressions are important. So animals that are walking naturally are going to get a better look from me. I'm not saying that I can't go back and pull one off the rail and just as easily win the class with him, because I've done it multiple times. But the initial first impression is very important. So I would encourage exhibitors to make sure that their animals walk well. I don't have a preference on the chain versus a halter. I think they're both okay, just as long as the animal responds to the handler and the animal basically walks at a good natural pace. I'm Chad Coburn from College Station, Texas, and we'll see you in Phoenix.
And it's a pleasure to be back this afternoon to work with these young people and on the female side. I'm looking forward to this deal. Like judging both aspects of the industry in terms of breeding pieces as well as market animals, and what a great set to start this afternoon off with. And if this is indicative of the rest of the show, we're in for a treat. I said that in the market show too, and so very, very high quality, big numbers within these classes. There's only 9 classes, but ranging from 25 to 30 or so in a class. And so it's going to be fun. The more the merrier. I like big classes. I like the challenge. And I think we've got a set of goats out here that can speak for themselves in regards to quality. This doe that wins the class, when she came in the ring, I thought she'd be very, very hard to crank in terms of just getting around her pieces, and that's why she ultimately wins. She's one that puts together the right combination of brood nanny potential, doe potential, whatever you want to call her, just from a female perspective. We put these things back in production. I love her sweep to her rear and flank. Her stout upper hip and pin set complements the genuine shape that she has. But she puts that all together in a really elite front end package, sounding still functional off her feet and legs. I told Gunner she wants to get a little upright in her toe off her rear pastern, but ironically we put her in motion, and she's one that navigates the surface appropriately, and so that's kind of a cheesy thing to bring out on her, because she is ultra good in terms of just fundamentals and breeding piece value that I like quite a bit. The one in second is an athlete, no doubt, big forearm in that one, maybe not as elite up to her front end or top side of her neck, but that's getting pretty particular on one that touches really good. I think in terms of making Wethers down the road, got a lot of unique pieces to her. Really, really like the way that she comes out of her hip and hind leg, and the way that she pushes and plants on this sawdust here. Very, very impressive. Gets beat up front, to be honest with you, in terms of just elegance there. Maybe not as explosive right behind her blade and her forerib. Getting particular on a really, really nice doe. We had the one in third being third. We had her as far down as 5, but I think there's kind of a fault-free design in her. She's not overwhelming anywhere. She's not the heaviest muscle. She's not the most extended up front, but she puts together everything very appropriately in her skeletal design. There's not a big hole in her. She's not going to be big in terms of a brood doe down the road. She's got the right kind of turn and shape to her rib cage that allows muscle up top, but most importantly, love the way that she comes and goes at the surface out of her hip as well, much like the doe that beat her, just kind of a smaller package. The kind of the flat-haired doe kept working up because of her skeletal quality and build, very athletic. In terms of just touch and tone, even though these are breeding pieces, just in terms of transmitting genetics, from a handling quality perspective, maybe not the most impressive. And when you put your hands on that one specifically in her hookup from hip to loin. But again, put that one in motion, study the way that she comes and goes at the surface. Really, really like her. Needs to be in the top 4 for sure. On the stand, you can get this one high as third, young man, and we did that, or at least I did that in my mind. We put her in motion. That's where she needs to be in 5 out of her hock and hind leg. She's the one that has the most struggles off of either end of her skeleton when she comes and goes in regards to mobility and athleticism. That is a freaky looking one, though, in terms of her neck, length of body, and touching, handling quality. Really unique breeding piece. Great way to start the doe show off. Put your hands together for your kids, please.
In the ring at this time, we need your entries in Class 2, Wether does weighing between 65 and 69 pounds. This will serve as your final call for Class 3, Wether does weighing between 70 and 77 pounds, and first call for Class 4, does weighing 78 to 84. Final call for Class 3, first call for Class 4. Results of Class 1. Wether does weighing between 42 and 63 pounds. First weighing in at 63 is Raina Epley from Wilson, Texas. Third, weighing 59 pounds, is Waylon Epley from Wilson, Texas. Fourth, weighing in at 56 is Presley Robertson from Manville, Texas. Fifth, weighing in at 60 is Armando Robles from Porterville, California. Sixth is Alexis V. Johnson from McKinleyville, California. Seventh is Larson Drury from Miles, Texas. 8 is Kason McAfee from Quinlan, Texas. 9 is Tessa Stone from Roston, Arkansas. And 10 is Jaden Ayers from Slayton, Texas.
Well, a really, really good class, and we taught tons of quality from top to bottom, and lots of differences in regards to just the type and kind as well. And kind of as this doe here in the front came in, one that we ultimately knew that we could probably build around her. I think there's a lot of good things to be found in this doe. Just love just her substance and size and feature at the surface. I think one that's impressive in regards to just an athletic body shape with power and dimension. One that when she gets into her still pops up with a really, really nice look from the side. Is she just the most eccentric in regards to just total extension and elevation up front? No, probably not, but I've never called that one bad looking by any means, and I thought that was a really, really nice place to start. Young man here in second, you probably brought the one that's the most out there in regards to just extension and elevation up front. I love that one. She has build quality at the ground in regards to hip and hind leg travel. Maybe for us, just a little fragile at the surface in regards to overall foot and bone size. Maybe didn't come just with this same kind of stoutness and power, really as the two does on either side. But we love that one's look. We love that one's structural quality as these things get out and go. The one here in three is the really stout and powerful one. Love that one. It's just roundness of rib cage, touch, tone, and texture. She's absolutely massive out of her pin set as well. And propped up and stuck, I still think she gives you a really high quality look up front. Just as these things get out in motion, she's just a little too upright in regards to her shoulder and knee. Maybe not quite as coordinated as in the way she utilizes her hip and her hind leg, but we like that one. A really, really high quality one to go in three nonetheless. But this one here in four, lots of good quality to be found in her. I think one that we like in regards to just the way she gets out and travels. She's comfortable at the surface. One that props up and bounces well from the side as well. Maybe just a little flatter hair though that just didn't come with the extra pieces of just extra stoutness of foot and bone size. Maybe not quite as good looking in regards to just extension and elevation up front, but liked her build, liked her balance from the side. Soft and stuck, I liked a lot of good things about this solid white doe. Really, really big in regards to just denseness of feature, power, dimension out of her pin set, just in motion where flaws become more evident. She just gets a little coarser at the point of her shoulder, drops out of her chest, just like to make her a little more balanced as these things get out and go. Really good class, big congratulations to all of you.
In the ring at this time, we need your entries in Class 3, does weighing between 70 and 77 pounds. Immediately after this class, we'll need back our first and second place individuals for selection of Division I champion and reserve. This will serve as your final call for those in Class 4, weighing between 78 and 84 pounds to the ring, please. And first call for those in Class 5, weighing between 85 and 90 pounds. Results of Class 2 that we just finished. First place and congratulations goes to State Silvers, weighing 66 pounds from Junction, Texas. Second, weighing in at 68 pounds is Gunner Creed from Vernon, Texas. Third, weighing in at 69 pounds is Dakota Rowe from Strathmore, California. Fourth, at 66 pounds is Elvis McCree from Deer Park, Texas. Fifth, weighing 67 pounds is Cale Cobb from Boise City, Oklahoma. Sixth, Carolyn Andrews, Somerville, Texas. Seventh, Paisley O'Lean, Palo Verde, Arizona. Eighth, Laramie Drury, Niles, Texas. Ninth, Bridget Evans, Pecos, Texas. And 10th, Isabella Steele from Meadville, Texas.
Yesterday, I kind of gravitate towards the show steer industry because we have a few and kind of do that deal. And so to get these things presented the way that you breeders and fitters have done is crazy to me. 10 years ago, I never would have thought that we'd have had goat hair kind of mimicking a show steer hind leg, and that's kind of what we see out here. So if we couple that presentation with the fundamentals and priorities that need to be important in this industry, I think the class winner wins pretty handily. She is one that is ultra athletic in terms of her build. I got on a soapbox yesterday, and I'll probably do it again before the end of the day, about front end quality of these show goats being over-compromised and getting these things so elevated and wide-chested that we've kind of forfeited skeletal quality in these things. That is not the case with this female that wins. She is feminine, she's good looking, but more importantly, she's sound and athletic, and still backs that up with a round rib cage and genuine muscularity up top. I think the compliment to her is in second. We thought it was very close among the remaining four, to be honest with you, specifically the 2, 3, and 4 spots here. I think the one in second is just stouter everywhere if you analyze her in regards to her bone and feature, foot size, all those things that go into it, skull, horn, all that kind of stuff. And yet when you put your hands on her, I think she handles according to the way that she looks from a feature perspective. Genuine shape is in her favor. She gets to be even the fact that she's a little more upright out of her rear pasture specifically, maybe not as comfortable with the surface as our class winner. That's getting real particular on a doe that I like quite a bit. Lots of unique pieces from a breeding perspective come in the next two, the black-headed ones, if you will. The next one is a longer-bodied female that's a little more correct in the way that she handles her feet and legs when we ask them to go. Still got a neat look to her, giving up some substantial shape up top. Definitely, as you study her, the lower part of her skeleton and her heart down there just needs to be just a shot more punchy down there. Good looking. I'll tell you what, and put the right kind of butt combination on that one, you could be probably in business for a long time. And maybe even more so on this next one. The young man in the pink shirt, when this thing leaves the ring, I want you just to admire the elite pieces that this one has. She's substantially the narrowest, the lightest muscle, the flattest, and all those kinds of things that we can get her to fourth for, but she wins the class on a lot of elite pieces as well. I think her front end quality complements our class winner. It's hard to design that kind of elevation, that thin, good-looking neck on that correct kind of front knee in the way that she motivates the surface. It's hard to do. And I think we complement her with the right genetics and correct her faults very quickly, just in terms of powering that one up. I think that one's pretty cool. Got some really, really neat pieces that I gravitate towards very, very quickly. This doe moved way up in class. You just study her. She's a lot like a doe or two that we've seen so far. Pretty solid. Not out there in terms of her front end quality, but everything fits together proportionally. To use the cheesy term complete, she's pretty complete. Again, just to modify and change her in her shoulder, make her a shot more attractive, she moves up a notch or two. But a good doe, no doubt. That was a lot of fun. Put your hands together for your kids, please.
In the ring at this time, we need our entries in Class 4. Actually, first and seconds from the first three classes to pick our champion Division I doe, and then we will need Class 4 in the ring. Coming to us out of our first class, the class winner there is exhibited by Callie Ostman from Eagle Point, Oregon, weighing in at 63 pounds. And second in that class, also weighing 63, is Rena Epley from Wilson, Texas. Out of our middleweight class, first, weighed in at 66 pounds, exhibited by Staten Silvers from Junction, Texas. And second in that class, weighed 68 pounds, exhibited by Gunnar Creed from Vernon, Texas. And out of the class we just finished, first place, weighing in at 72 pounds, is Sailor McCoy from Central Point, Oregon. And second in that class is Avery Walton from Cisco, Texas at 75 pounds. To go ahead and finish the placings on that class, third, Tessa Stone, Roston, Arkansas at 75 pounds. Fourth, Drake Johnson from Royal, Arkansas at 70 pounds. 5th, Hudson Moore, Dublin, Texas, 77 pounds. 6th, 7 Hilfiger, Boltville, California. 7, Macy McAfee, Quinlan, Texas. 8, Candace Eder from Whitman, Arizona. 9, Peyton Gooden from Pilot Point, Texas. And 10, Carly Christian from Royston, Georgia.
I'll tell you what, this has been a lot of fun. I knew that when we got to a national show and these things would be immaculately presented and fitted, it was going to be a fun day. And I kind of dig this kind of stuff. Again, just alluding to the fact that I like show cattle. These are mini show steers out here, so I'm kind of getting all ramped up and pulse is getting a little higher because this has been a lot of fun. And I think to get off of my soapbox, these 3 class winners specifically, and obviously the seconds are great animals as well, are kind of my kind in terms of goats that still have some functionality. And with that said, there's one out here that is hard to build, in my opinion, in terms of just excellent feet and legs, and still couple that with some genuine shape and muscularity. Still looks like a lady, but big enough feature to make wethers, followed by one that is just ultra good looking in terms of just presentation and fit job and all that. No offense to the young ladies first class because that one's built for speed, but the champion will be out of class 3, the reserve will be out of class 2. Congratulations, that's an excellent pick.
Congratulations to Sailor McCoy out of Class 3 with our Division 1 champion. And our reserve division champion is out of Class 2, State and Silvers from Junction, Texas. In the ring at this time, we need our entries in Class 4. Does
Lots and lots of fun here. Really, really good does on the top end of this class, and probably not that the one that wins is not great fitted, but kind of the hairy one is going to be in second, and that's not the reason. The one that wins the class is, again, just really, really unique in terms of her build. She's not one to kind of cooperate a time or two, but we get her out here and let her navigate this surface, which is a great show facility, by the way. She is flat good in the way that she utilizes her rear hock and hind leg. I think there's more functionality out of her hip and pin set. You get in behind her and study her as she goes away from you. I told you, she's exceedingly stout out of her upper pin set, which is something that I really, really like. In addition to that, she's a shot longer body. I think they're both really good fronted, but she is more elevated. She attaches her neck in just a shot higher at the top of her shoulder, allows her to go out with that elite presence and look that we're after, and so I thought a pretty complete class winner. When this young lady's goat comes and propped up here, that's definitely the debate, because that one is really highly presented. Definitely looks the part on this stand and handles accordingly. She's got a big back in her. I guess the trade-offs are she's a little deeper chested. I don't know that that's a structure issue. I just want her neck to attach in a shot higher. I want her hip to be just a smidge longer. That would allow her just to be just a shot better in the way that she pushes off of her rear tooth. That's getting really, really picky on a pair of does that you can flip-flop. I had them either way. Ultimately, the chips fall where they fall. That is a good goat. So the one coming in third is just ultra stout. I think for a breeding piece perspective, again, with the right kind of combination of matings that we have out there from a buck battery, could be a very valuable resource. There's not one out there that's any stouter than her in terms of her rib cage or sweep to her rear rib and flank. She looks like a female to me, and I like that about her. From a presence perspective, kind of a little chubbier, a little shorter everywhere, maybe not as comfortable at the surface off of either end. Really high quality. Next one is another one that's got some pieces to her that I really like. She's another big featured goat that's got some bone in foot and forearm. Maybe not quite as good out of her hip and her pin set, and she handles her rear leg according to that. Maybe give her a shot more body down low to make her more competitive. High quality, no doubt, nonetheless. This white one on the stand moves up a notch or two, in my opinion, just from a presence and profile perspective. That's the kind of silhouette that we're after. With that comes the fact that she is the narrowest by some margin in terms of their chest floor width. Just want to open that doe up off either end of her skeleton. Change her hip just a little bit, her tail set as well. High quality nonetheless. Put your hands together for a great set of goats, please.
In the ring at this time, we need our entries in Class 5, Wether does weighing between 85 and 90 pounds. This will serve as your final call for Wether does in Class 6, weighing between 91 and 95, and your first call for Class 7, does weighing between 96 to 103. If you're in Class 6, we need you at ringside, and if you're in Class 7, this is your first call. Results of Class 4, Wether does weighing between 78 and 84 pounds. First place went to Emmy Dapp from Corvallis, Oregon, weighing in at 81 pounds. And second, also exhibited by Emmy Dapp from Corvallis, Oregon, weighed in at 83 pounds. Third, Katie Derrer from Arcadia, Indiana at 84 pounds. Fourth, Kason McAfee from Cleveland, Texas at 79 pounds. Fifth, Elizabeth McDonald from Yuma, Arizona at 81 pounds. Sixth, Jace Weisham from Paint Rock, Texas. Seventh, Taya Hamilton from Lee, Nebraska. 8th, Carolyn Kane from Valley View, Texas. 9th, Katie Madsen from Lund, Nevada. And 10th, Grant Williams from Atwater, California.
Well, we've held another really high quality class, and kind of in our minds, the pink doe here that wins is our kind in regards to just look and build quality at the ground. I think that one's impressive, and in terms of just extension and elevation of chest, she's awesome in terms of just her hip and her hind leg posture, the way she gets around and utilizes her skeleton. I think one that still reads really athletic in terms of her body shape too. Is she the stoutest and the most powerful one in the class? No, she's not, but we never deem that one that muscular by any means, and we love her look, we love her build quality. I thought a really nice one to go ahead and win. The power goat does come here in second. I love that one. Just turned to her rib cage. She's massive in her spread over her rack and her windage. She's big out of her skin set. She handles incredible too in regards to just a fresh standing rack shape. For us, she's maybe just a shot more coordinated in her hip and hind leg, just a little too vertical in her shoulder and knee, but I love her stoutness, I love her power. She still poses up with a clean balance look from the side as well. The one coming here in third, I like a lot of things about that one in regards to just one coming with a bold body type. She's fresh, she's hydrated to the touch. One that's big and opened up in her pin set. For us, she's maybe just a little more conventional in regards to her look up front. She's a little shorter neck and a little deeper chested. Doesn't get out and glow quite as comfortably as either of the two ahead, but we like her boldness, we like her stoutness and power, we like her presentation quite a bit. A really good looking, good built one comes next, and we like those things about her. She's really comfortable and just secure at the surface. For us, she's just a little too fragile in regards to her bum work. We just like to open her up to her chest floor, just make her a shot bigger out of her pin set. Kind of the same kind of story follows coming next. Like this one's look and elevation up front. I love just her build quality down low as well. Maybe for us, just like to drop her down in terms of her lower body balance, just make her a shot more powerful throughout. But a really good class. Let's give them a big congratulations.
Two champions and reserves. This will serve as the final call to have the does in Class 7, 96 to 103 pounds in the staging area, and our first call for Class 8, does weighing between 104 to 115. The results of Class 5, does weighing between 85 and 90 pounds. Congratulations on first place to Adelaide Muniz from Siloam Springs, Arkansas at 88 pounds. Second, weighed in at 88 pounds as well, Taya Hamilton from Lay, Nebraska. 3, weighing in at 88 pounds, Annika Borges from LaGrange, California. 4th, also weighing 88 pounds, JC Pratt from Richmond, Utah. And 5th, also at 88 pounds, Kendall Wolby from Meridian, California. 6th, Addie Cortez, Meridian, Idaho. 7th, Jace Weisham from Paint Rock, Texas. 8th, from Bella Dolinsky, Harold, California. 9th, Kayla Fox, Marquette, Kansas. And 10th, Grace Nixon, Huffman, Texas.
Well, another class that's just stacked full of quality. I think the top 10 here, this one, there's a couple of classes we've got maybe 12 or 13 and got 10 pretty quick in this class, and not to take away from the goats that were excused. I thought this one was a little more logical, if you will, amongst the top 10 specifically, and yet when you look at these 5 here, they are debatable because there's a hodgepodge of different kinds and parts and pieces. And yet if you study what we've been trying to do the past couple of days, and this is with any female, regardless of species, it's all about skeletal quality, and you put the female equation into it, they have to look like a lady, they have to have some femininity and some quality and presence. I think our class winner does that very, very well. I asked them to show me their chest right there at the end. She's elite there. She kind of smokes them in terms of front end quality, elevation, extension, neck attachment, femininity, with still a stout skull and a big feature. I think she's pretty easy class winner in my opinion. After that, I think the two kind of sort in second and third pretty easily. Not that the one in second's bad fronted. That was the comparative differences between 1 and 2. Ironically, she's kind of the better one there between 2 and 3, if you will. So everything kind of blends together appropriately. Really big and bold in terms of her forehead shape that allows just total genuine muscularity to be in her favor. If we change her a little bit, even though she's better than the one in third, she does need to be extended in terms of her neck, maybe elevate her chest ever so slightly. High quality female with a lot of unique pieces for sure. The red tape one comes in third, is ultra stout. Dense in terms of feature, big in terms of muscularity. With that comes trade-offs up front. She's a bold shoulder neck option. Needs to be more elevated, more ladylike up front, but a high quality doe nonetheless. So the one coming in fourth is kind of an interesting talking piece. Probably from a genetic perspective, if we put the right buck on her, she maybe holds the most value in terms of what we can do with her body type. Hawk up, knee up, she's really, really good. And so she mimics our class winner in regards to her chest floor elevation, her neck, her center body and lower progression through rear and flank are impressive. She's by some margin the narrowest as we study her going away, open that doe up off either end. But again, put the right kind of buck on that one. Could be very, very valuable for this young man from a breeding team perspective. Red tape was no slouch. He's another one that needs to be changed off of either end. It's more upright and vertical, coming and going. Kind of wants to toe out on her just a little bit up front. More importantly, take more issue out of her hip. A little shorter, quicker there, and consequently more upright on her rear toe and pastures. Obviously doesn't navigate the surface quite as appropriately. High quality nonetheless. Congratulations. Awesome set of goats. Put your hands together for your kids, please.
No part of that sounded good. In the ring at this time, we need Class 7. Those weighing no heck, we need a division drop. In the ring at this time, we need our first and second place does out of classes 4, 5, and 6 for selection of our Division 2 champion. Coming to us out of the lightest weight, which is Class 4, first place is exhibited by Andy Dapp from Corvallis, Oregon, weighing in at 81 pounds, and she also has second in that class with a doe that weighed 83 pounds. Coming out of Class 5, our first place entry there is exhibited by Adelaide Louise from Sloan Springs, Arkansas at 88 pounds, and second in that class is Taya Hamilton from Lane, Nebraska, weighing 88 pounds. And out of the class we just finished, first is Lexia Munson from Ferndale, Washington, weighing in at 93 pounds. Second is Dakota Rowe from Strathmore, California, weighing 94 pounds. Finishing up the placings on that class, third is Morgan Gregg from Terabella, California at 94 pounds. Fourth is Tyler Sewell from Santa Fe, Texas at 95 pounds. Fifth is Avery Martin from Georgetown, Texas at 92 pounds. Sixth is Amanda Robles from Porterville, California. Seventh is Rayleigh Olsher from Moody, Texas. Eighth is Montana Ford from Ogden, Utah. Ninth is Oscar Glass from Auberry, California. And 10th is Ethan Van Engen from Little Rock, Iowa.
Well, we've got a really high quality division out here, and I think all of these first and second places kind of mimic the type of kind that we're after here. And ultimately, we think there's two, and that kind of surfaces the forefront. In our opinions, we still think there's one in specific out here that we like a lot in regards to just coming with the right kind of look and build quality. I think is really hard to do, and still backing that up with enough athletic body shape and power. I think the one that's going to follow or closely mimics just what we're after in regards to look and build quality, and still coming with enough power as well. Maybe just not quite as eccentric, but I think still lots of good pieces. So with all that being said, Young Ladies Paint Go will be the champion, and Lady on the last side will be reserved.
Our champion came to us out of Class 5, Adelaide East from Siloam Springs, Arkansas. And our reserve came out of Class 6, Lexia Munson from Ferndale, Washington. In the ring at this time, we should have our entries in Class 7, those weighing between 96 and 103 pounds. In the staging area, we should have those for Class 8, weighing 104 to 115, and we should have the goes in the last class, Class 9, weighing 117 pounds and higher, should be making their way towards the show ring.
Another real high quality class here. This one probably has a little more difficulty to judge, at least because there are some structure differences and some pretty big deal breakers, if you will, at least in my opinion, kind of towards this end of the line based off of skeletal quality, and yet at the same time all really, really good goats that offer some unique genetics for sure. The red cage one's not the hairiest one out here. That's, again, irrelevant to me. Still very well presented and fitted very nicely. She wins based on her front end quality. And you know, I can say the elevation, the neck attachment, all those kind of cool things that we like to talk about if, the big word if, everything else is appropriate in terms of rib cage and muscle, and she does that appropriately. And again, I think she's just built better in the way that she navigates off of either end of her skeleton. She's not as base wide out of her upper hip and pin set as this red arm bone coming next. And that one kind of just grew on Gunner and I both because initially she doesn't just kind of jump out at you and say, take me and let me win with me. But at the same time, she's pretty fault-free in terms of the way that she's built. She's not as cool out through the point of her shoulder, out through the top side of her neck as our class winner. She is stouter out of her upper hip and pin set. She's undoubtedly the widest base going away from you. And so I like that about her. You can see that from here, 3/4 shot. Really, really robust in terms of her rib and heart and belly. I like that about her from a breeding and a female perspective. Pretty nice goat to be a logical second. Kind of the better fitted ones, if you will, and I don't mean better as in better glued or anything like that. Harrier, I'll both put it that way. The Harrier one comes next. I wish she would come with a shot more true, genuine width off of either end of her skeleton. We peel some of that hair off of her. I'm not going to be unimpressed, but maybe less impressed in terms of depth of body just due to her hair coat. She proportions out very, very well, has plenty of muscle shape to her. Little shorter body, little shorter hip. Want to open that gal up off of either end. The white one's very, very unique. Probably similar to some goats that have set right in the 4th position because their feet and leg and skeletal quality is not good enough for allow me to get them into the top pair for sure. Knee up, hock up, if you just want to talk about a freak of nature in regards to elevation, the right kind of silhouette, the progression out through the rear and flank, she can win the class. She's 4th because she can't navigate the surface appropriately, in my opinion. She's too upright in her knee, toes out in front. Too stern and upright in her rear posture. She'll show you that as she exits the arena. That's not to take away from something that's really, really crazy. Very, very unique. I'm sure a lot of breeders around ringside would probably take her above some of the others just based on that eccentric look. The white one coming next is another big bodied one. She's much, much like this one in regards to her build. Front end's not good enough, sweetheart, in my opinion. She wants to toe out on us, be a little over her knee, upright in her skeleton off of either end. Big body, no doubt high quality for sure. Put your hands together for a good set of exhibitors and a good set of games.
In the ring at this time, we lead our entries in Class 8. Wether does weighing between 104 and 115. This will serve as the final call for Class 9. Wether does weighing 117 pounds and higher. Results of Class 7. Wether dam does weighing between 96 and 103. First, weighing in at 98 pounds is exhibited by Bella Kalinsky from Harold, California. Second, weighing in at 97 pounds is Emmy Dapp from Corvallis, Oregon. Third, weighing in at 99 pounds is Sailor McCoy from Central Point, Oregon. Fourth, Kiana Clausen, weighing in at 103 from Chino Valley, Arizona. And fifth, Lexia Munson, Ferndale, Washington at 97 pounds. Sixth, Elena Barger from Cascade, Montana. Seventh, Katie Madsen from London, Nevada. Eighth, Aaron Rivera, Coahoma, Texas. Ninth, Quentin Darrer from Arcata, Indiana. And 10th from Braden Schroeder, Buckeye, Arizona.
Another really nice class, and honestly, one that we thought had quite a bit of challenge to it, just from top to bottom. And specifically, I think the trio of them up top were tough in our mind, and we went back and forth on kind of what we wanted to do. Ultimately, I think the young lady here in the black shirt kind of brings together what we're looking for in regards to just look and eye feel still on a really good build. I think that's the class leader in regards to just extension and elevation and chest. I really like the way she just utilizes her hip and her hind leg as she gets out and goes too. And then in terms of just width and chest floor and an athletic body shape, she's really good from that perspective as well. Where I'd like to change her is maybe just lengthen her out of her hip just a nickel, and then maybe just intensify her in terms of just her bone work ever so slightly. But I like her look, I like her balance, I like her body shape quite a bit. Good one to go ahead and win. Real tough decision here between 2 and 3, and I thought they mimicked each other in terms of type and kind. Ultimately, the young man here in second, I think she just handles her build just a little bit better as these things get out and go. She's just a shot more secure and comfortable at the surface. And one when you get your hands on her, she's massive in terms of spread up high and out of her pin set. For us in motion, she maybe just wants to drop out of her chest just a bit. She's a little shorter out of her hip, a little less genuine in terms of just funneling at the surface just a bit. Really, really big time piece to be found in this third place doe here. Love is that one's forearm size and substance at the surface. That one's big, big, big in terms of just spread and dimension up high and out of her pin set. For us, she's a little more generic in her look up front. She's a little shorter neck, a little coarser at the point of her shoulder. Not quite as comfortable in terms of hip and hind leg, but really, really stout, really dense, really powerful. Young man coming here in for one that just reads really complete. Like that one's just levelness of design and balance from the side. I think that one's a shot more secure in regards to speed and leg travel as these things get out and go. Of the lineup, I think she becomes just the most generic in terms of her body shape. She's just a shot more fragile and frail at the surface, not quite as powerful as any of the 3 ahead, but I like her balance, I like her build quality quite a bit. One that rounds us out really, really radical in regards to just rib shape, touch, tone, and texture up high. I like those things about her. Of the lineup, just one that's a little too rock forward in her shoulder, one that's a little too straight and upright out of her hip. Really good class, big congratulations to all of them.
In the ring at this time, we need our entries in Class 9. Our heavyweight goes weighing 117 pounds and higher. Results of Class 8 goes weighing between 104 and 115. First place goes to Kendall Woolry at 109 pounds, and Kendall's from Meridian, California. Second, weighing in at 115 is Quentin Derrer from Arcadia, Indiana. Third, weighing in at 111 is Lexia Munson from Ferndale, Washington. Fourth, at 110 pounds, is Luis Gonzalez from Salinas, California. Fifth, weighing in at 111 pounds, is Dakota Rowe from Strathmore, California. Sixth is Kyler Sewell from Santa Fe, Texas. Seventh is Sarah Beth Bishop from Tracy, Iowa. Eighth is Macy Lewis from Garnett, Kansas. Ninth is Bailey Brewer from Jasper, Texas. And 10th is Gunnar Krieg from Vernon, Texas. Immediately after the class that we have in the ring right now, we will pick our Division 3 champion and reserve champion does, and then we'll meet back our champion and reserves from Divisions 1 and 2 for selection of champion and reserve overall Wether doe.
Well, a fun way to end these classes, and they have to have a couple of a division drive and the grand overall to go. I thought the two on the top end of this drive were very, very good, and I told Gunner you kind of have a little bit of difference in what we're doing out here. I know these are Wether does, and so we've got to put muscle into the equation and Wether generating pieces, but at the same time, these are still females, and I think the blonde-headed doe just is more elite in terms of her quality up front, her femininity. Still has a stout skull, but couples that with a really refined, elegant look up front, elegant in terms of extension, elegant in terms of throat latch, and just ultra high quality up front. Again, we can talk about all those things that make show judges happy if they come with the right kind of foundation from a feet leg quality, enough muscle, enough rib cage, and enough maternal value to back it up. She does that with a cherry on top. I think that was pretty unique in terms of build and quality. Nice doe to win this particular class. Again, arguably, I'm sure there's some breeders around ringside that would love to get a hold of this doe in second from just a weather-making perspective. I agree. If we could just give her a shot more extension up to her neck, cleaner wrinkles up there, whoever would talk about that on the mic, that's kind of silly, but that's the differences between these two does, and that's kind of ultimately what sorts it. Big forearm, big full rib, big back, and big ending, and Gunner even made the point that kind of as burly as she is, she still can back it up with the right kind of feet and leg quality. A very unique creature that's hard to build. Again, I just want to make her just a shot prettier, if you will, up through her head and neck, to be honest with you. The next one coming around is stout, no doubt. Got plenty of muscle shape. Muscle's not an issue with any of these does. She's the one that we put in motion. She's the one that I like the least up to her front end, just in terms of the way that her neck sets into her blade. She's got some femininity and quality up to her head and her jawline. I just want to attach her neck in just a shot different. Maybe navigate her hawk and hind leg just a little different. But I think that's more important due to the fact that she's not quite perfect in the way she built up front. I like this one coming next in terms of just athleticism. She's the narrowest one I can see that. I probably liked her a little better than Gunner did, young lady, no offense. But I think she's top 5 on both of our cards, if you will. But she's so good in terms of her feet and legs. She needs to be opened up off of both ends. She needs to coordinate just a little better in the way that she transitions from her hip to her loin. Just open that one up, to be honest with you. That's where the one coming in 5 corrects her. Big, stout, burly, big ribbed, and big ended. A little quicker, a little more upright, if you will, a little frailer in relation to her frame. Just want to change that one as she comes and goes off either end. Very good way to end these classes. Put your hands together for your kids, please.
Our Division 3 champions and reserves out of our lightest weight class. The first place doe over there is shown by Bella Lewinsky from Carroll, California. She weighed in at 98 pounds. And second in that class behind her is Emmy Depp from Corvallis, Oregon at 97 pounds. From our middleweight class in this division, which is Class 8, first is exhibited by Kendall Wolby from Meridian, California, weighing in at 109. And second in that class, weighing in at 115, is Quentin Bearer of Arcadia, Indiana. And coming out of the heavyweight class that we just finished, weighing in at 121 pounds, our first place doe is exhibited by Audrey Cowens from Raleigh, California. Second, weighing in at 125, is Sarah Beth Deschus from Tracy, Iowa. Third is Reagan Deschus, also from Tracy, Iowa. Fourth, Callie Kostman from Eagle Point, Oregon. Fifth, Christopher Contessa from Chandler, Arizona. Sixth, Drake Johnson from Royal, Arkansas. Seventh, Dylan Pittman from Shepherd, Montana. Eighth, Paisley Akins from Whitesboro, Texas. Ninth, Oscar Glass from Waterbury, California. And 10th, Braden Schroeder from Buckeye, Arizona. We do need our champion and reserves from Divisions 1 and 2 at ringside for selection of our overall champion doe. There is a point of clarification that needs to be provided to the market Wether Exhibitors for both lambs and goats. If you're going over for the final drive, the timing on that has changed. And instead of leaving from the sheep ring or the goat ring at 4:35, it's been requested that now you be here at 4:25 to leave. So moving that timing up by 10 minutes, please be at the ring at 4:25 to proceed over for the selection of the brands tonight.
Well, a really good way to end up these divisions here. This one is a little more different, if you will, amongst the contemporaries, the first and seconds, and even within the divisions here, a lot of differences and a lot of things that you can do from a judge's perspective. We both agree, we agree on both champion and reserve, but there was a little more debate on reserve. Again, with the clear-cut winner combining the things that we need to from a female perspective, a weather-generating perspective, based on the fact that she's fundamentally built right, she's got enough muscle shape and enough presence and look to make weathers in addition to females. That'll be the young lady out of Class 3. Congratulations to her, being the champion. After with that, we thought it was pretty close, to be honest with you, for different reasons. Probably the young ladies goat out of Class 2 maybe mimicked our champion a little more up front. That goat, to me, disappoints me maybe a shot more than what I want her to in terms of just handling quality, specifically in her hookup. But more importantly, when you study that one going away, I just want to make that one just a shot more base wide off of the rear too. I think she's a little shorter and quicker out of her hip and on her tail set versus the Wether maker. And so with that said, you study that one laid back, take the head and neck off of her. I've already talked about that. The thing that I would change about her, I don't mind her skull stoutness or her head shape. I just don't like her wrinkles on top of her neck. That's a silly thing to say because her body type and the way that she can navigate is kind of, for a lack of better terms, as level hipped as she is, the kind of show steer leg, and she can still flex and comfort with these, with any of them. That's because her front knee is so good. That's hard to do in a goat. She'll be reserved. Congratulations.
Congratulations to Audrey Callens from Raleigh, California. She has our Division III champion doe coming to us out of Class 9. And our reserve for Division III also comes out of Class 9. Our second place doe out of there, Sarah Beth Geishas from Tracy, Iowa. At this time, we need our champions and reserves from our three respective divisions back in the ring for selection of overall champion, reserve, and the fifth overall weather teams. Our Division I champion doe, weighing in at 72 pounds, came to us out of Class 3. She's exhibited by Salem McCoy from Central Point, Oregon. Our reserve Division I doe is our first place Class 2 female, weighing in at 66 pounds, exhibited by State Silvers of Junction, Texas. Our Division II champion doe is our class winner from Class 5. She weighs 88 pounds and is exhibited by Adelaide Louise from Siloam Springs, Arkansas. And our reserve in that division is our class winner coming to us out of Class 6. Weighing in at 93 pounds, that's Lexia Munson from Ferndale, Washington. And then out of the Division III does, our champion and reserve both came to us out of Class 9, with the champion weighing in at 121 pounds, exhibited by Audrey Callens from Raleigh, California. And our reserve Division III doe weighs 125 pounds and is exhibited by Sarah Beth Decius from Tracy, Iowa. I did announce it.
Well, it's been a lot of fun. I know we've got the grand drive to go on the market side of things here very shortly. I don't know what time it is, but we've got to be getting close. And so I'm going to keep the comments very brief. And then if Gunner wants to say something, he's more than welcome to. Obviously going to do some talking at the grand drive as well. I couldn't be more pleased with these 6, and more importantly with just the quality of the show in regards to depth and quality. Thanks to the Arizona National for having me back. It's been a while, but I've been bringing judging teams here in addition to judging for a good while now, and like coming out here this time of year and really enjoy the atmosphere. So thanks to Arizona National for having Gunner and I. It's been an honor and a privilege to work with my son. That's a unique deal that not many people get the privilege to do. And so I appreciate the top judge program, if you will, that allow young evaluators like Gunner and Ashlyn O'Brien and the others that in the other species to be the up-and-coming evaluators. And Gunner's heard my speech about that 1,000 times. I'm sure Ashlyn's heard the same thing from her people she looked up to. As long as these young evaluators will treat children with respect and build them to be better people in the long run, and call a spade, and judge the animals and keep their head down, they're going to get to do a lot of them. A lot of people wonder why the same old men, the same old people, if you will, not just men, judge the same shows over and over and over, because I don't care who's holding it. That's why. And so I think if young evaluators will just keep that in mind and judge the stock, treat the kids and the show staff with respect, then they'll get more opportunities than they probably ever wanted. And so that's all I'll say about that. Talk about these goats very briefly. I can't just be more excited about the 6 that are out here. I hope from ringside you appreciate the quality in all of them. They're ladies, and so they look like females, and I can back that up with some reproductive value through the center part of their skeleton. They look like weather makers as well. That's what you're in the industry for, in order to make money to sell weathers. If you don't like the skeletal quality of all these, then I think we're probably looking at 2 different creatures, maybe not on the same page. And so that's all I'll say. I think that there's one out here that wins kind of easy. I think it gets a little more close for reserve, if you will. I think there's 2, though, that are ultimately going to get the banners, that are built relatively the same in terms of just the way that they're motivated at the surface, and still have some quality and look from the side as well. With all that said, put your hands together for kids. They'll get you a chance to reserve.
Our grand doe comes to us out of Division III, Class 9, exhibited by Audrey Callens from Raleigh, California. Our champion middleweight doe, exhibited by Adelaide Louise from Siloam Springs, Arkansas, is our reserve grade female. Third overall is our reserve Division 3 doe, exhibited by Sarah Beth Keishan from Tracy, Iowa. Our Division II Reserve Champion is our 4th overall doe, exhibited by Alexia Munson from Ferndale, Washington. And our 5th overall doe is our Division I Champion out in Class 3, exhibited by Salem McCoy from Central Point, Oregon.